dissected by informed minds and political actors. This is Frank Talk, where we have frank conversations.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for staying tuned to your award-winning radio dial, Rave 91.7 FM. This is where we define every beat of the moment. We'll bring you amazing music and quality conversations all of the time. I welcome you to the Tuesday edition of Frank Talk this week. On Frank Talk, we endeavor to give you the latest information there is on the issues trending in the polity, so you have a better understanding, a better insight into the issues that we'll look at here. We'll look at policies, politics, governance, and socio-economic matters. My name is Daniel Odeyemi. All right, before we get into the discourse for the day, I should tell you that today is World Mental Health Day. It's celebrated every 10th of October. It is an opportunity to promote good mental health and to protect persons with mental health problems globally. It is said that 1 in 8 persons in the world are living with mental health conditions. And as you know, mental health conditions are now increasing in adolescents and young people. They can impact negatively on physical health, on social and occupational aspects of functioning as well. So this is one area of our health that we should take care of. The theme for this year is mental health is a universal human right. I talked briefly about this on the show yesterday while I was hosting the CMD of Oshogbo Teaching Hospital, Professor Olayomi. I should say that we all have a part to play, so don't discard any behavioral change in your wards or loved ones. Let's all seek appropriate help. All right, to the discourse this morning. News featured in yesterday that Yoruba Nation activist Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, has been set free in the Republic of Benin, where he was arrested after fleeing from police in Nigeria about 2 years ago. One of his lawyers made this known yesterday. Igboho, who agitates for independence for the Yoruba ethnic group, was arrested in Benin Republic in October 2021 while trying to fly to Germany. Benin Republic had charged the activist with associating with criminals. And last year, his lawyer said he had been given a conditional release for medical treatment, but not allowed to leave the country. Igboho had appeared in a video on social media yesterday thanking the Benin President, Patrice Talon, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, Professor Banji Akintoye, as well as Nobel Prize winner Professor Wole Soyinka, and many others for their support. He appeared to be in a residential home, but it did not state exactly where he was. It will be recalled that Nigerian security officials fought an hour-long gun battle during a raid on Igboho's home in Ibadan in October 2021, but he escaped. They said they found weapons and arrested 12 men and 1 woman. Police said at the time that the findings were confirmation of a grand plan by Igboho and his cohorts to wage a violent insurrection against the Nigerian state. Now, to speak to this development, I have on the line the spokesman to Chief Sunday Adeyemo, also called Sunday Igboho. I have Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and he joins me from the UK. Good morning, sir.
A very good morning to you, and thank you for having me.
All right, but let's kick off this way. Chief Sunday Igboho has finally regained his freedom. I saw a video yesterday where he was at the airport and someone was saying, Igboho, eulogizing him and welcoming him to Hamburg, if I'm not mistaken. Now that he's in Germany, that has been confirmed as we speak. Can you take us through his journey to freedom after 2 years in prison?
Well, thank you so much, everyone, and a very good morning to all your listeners. Please bear with me. I'm currently on a public transport, so there might be some bit of noise. I'm very soon. Osun State will have a very robust transportation system, just as we're enjoying it here as well. And as you said, yes, I'm Olayomi Koiki, the spokesman for Dr. Chief Sunday Odeyemi Igboho. Let's quickly recap. You've done a little bit of that, and I'm just going to be of a little bit of assistance as well. 2021, it was just 72 hours before the Lagos State peaceful rally that we were meant to be holding, just like we've done the same thing. I remember coming to Osun State, a very beautiful part of Nigeria in Southwest, a very unique place. We have those rallies were moved from point to point from Lagos, where the rally was meant to be held in 2021. But as you all know, you actually said it was a gun battle between Igboho, but there wasn't a gun battle. Let us put that into clarification. What actually happened was an assassination attempt on a man that was fighting for what we know as right to self-determination. It's an inalienable right, and that right is not a fight against the government. Igboho was not fighting the federal government of Nigeria, as at the time the former president Muhammadu Buhari. What Igboho was actually asking for was just as any other fight that took place around the world. But we're going to come back to that in a minute. Then what happened? Igboho fled Nigeria because his life became a threat. I was one of those that met Igboho on the same day, the 1st of July. Igboho spoke to another media that confirmed that he was alive. And let's fast forward just about 10 o'clock. Afunaya, the publicity secretary of the DSF, spoke after also 12 innocent people were moved out of Igboho's house to Abuja. They spent a couple of time there, but eventually we were able to get them released because they have not committed any kind of crime. But what then happened is, if you remember that Afunaya, the DSS spokesperson, released a statement that Igboho should surrender himself, and also Igboho must return back to Nigeria, wherever he is. But the most important thing is there was also a circular that was sent around the world, within the African country, that Igboho should be stopped at any airport. Well, let's move forward. Just about 19 days or thereabout, Igboho wanted to travel. I left in the Republic in the afternoon. Igboho's flight on the July 2021 was also in the evening. Just like we left on Sunday.
Hello, Mr. Koiki.
I can actually come to one, but yes.
All right, go ahead, please.
Go ahead. Yeah, Igboho was actually stopped at the Benin Republic Airport en route to Germany. I was on a transit when I actually called Igboho to pull back, but Igboho actually said the wife has been held and he has to return back to the airport. I touched down at the airport in London, and there was all kind of different information that Igboho wanted to travel out of Benin Republic with a false identity. Let me put that again for the public record. Igboho was traveling on a legitimate passport and a document as a resident of Germany, and is actually been traveling, just before the Yoruba Nation campaign. Igboho was stopped. It was taken to the court. The DSS came, but after long legal battle between, the Benin Republic, Nigeria, the Nigerian government could not provide evidence-based that the crime that Igboho committed, according to them in Nigeria, was committed. In as much as, Igboho house was destroyed, we went to court. You talked about the lawyer. Yes, we're grateful to the SAN, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, that took the federal government and the former ATF Malami to court. And what actually happened was Igboho was meant to be paid a compensation. Well, inflation-wise now, we won't be taking 20 billion because I'm sure you're all aware that everything has gone up in Nigeria. But Igboho's house was destroyed. Let us remember that 2 indigents of the Yorubas, as we speak today, have been taken away. The bodies of Alhaji Adogon, the friend to Igboho that was spending the night, and the cousin, the uncle that came to celebrate with Igboho with the vehicle that he just purchased. Benin Republic could not find anything to charge Igboho as the federal government wanted. They tried everything, but Igboho was eventually released into Benin Republic. When we say release, under the United Nations human rights, Benin Republic is doing exactly what we expected Nigeria to have done if they wanted to call Igboho to question, rather than coming at about 1 o'clock in the morning when he was invaded. We give thanks to one of our sister, a comrade. If that video that was released on that fateful night, we will be saying unknown gunmen. Unknown gunmen happens in Nigeria. We all know that. We can take you back to the mother of Fela Nicola Kukuti. There hasn't been any result to today. He was killed. She was killed. So what we can now confirm is Igboho has regained his freedom. I released a press statement on Sunday. And since there's no reason for him to still want to be in Benin Republic, he has a family to look after. He has a family to travel to go and see. For now, Igboho is not coming to Nigeria, but he has actually traveled. He arrived safely at about afternoon yesterday, and he spoke to all the sons and daughters of Yoruba to give a very good thank you. Like you said, we do appreciate as many Nigerians that are concerned that whatever Igboho was fighting for will probably bring a lot of problems to Nigeria, but we're going to talk about that later. I'll come back again to you. Thank you so much for hosting us.
All right, thank you for that. Let's put some aspect of what you said in perspective and proper perspective. Are you saying, as alleged by the DSS, that Chief Sunday Odeyemi was not planning any insurrection against the federal government of Nigeria?
Well, like I said, I came to Nigeria myself. At no point did we have any intention. At no point do we have any arms being stored. I remember even the Nobel laureate, Professor Wale Soyinka, said that is a cock and bull story. And I can ask you if we can get in touch with the DSS. I would love them to release the footage, the CCTV footage, hard drive that was removed from Igboho's house. When Igboho had the CCTV, when I came to Nigeria, we upgraded it. Even though it wasn't on cloud, it would have been something that would have exposed the DSS. At no point was the Igboho's house being used to prepare arms against the federal government. Let me remind Nigerians that yes, a lot of things have been said when it comes to Igboho. Igboho is not fighting for himself; he's actually fighting for crime against humanity. I mean, Igboho left Nigeria after the invasion. The question is, I can take you back. I know you talked about this all the time on your program. We appreciate the work that many of the media are doing on the ground. But let me remind you that the same thing Igboho is crying for is still happening, even though he has left Nigeria with this allegation that he was taking arms against the government. Right to self-determination, you don't take arms against the government. And I'll love your station. I'll be happy to come back anytime again to review this after you have done so. There is a page on my website, koikimedia.com, where there is a manual of how the Yoruba people will take the campaign. No point there did Professor Banji Akintoye stated that we will take arms against the government. This is a peaceful movement. I was in Nigeria for 6 months in July, from January to June, when I returned back in July to prepare for the mega rally in Lagos State. 72 hours, Igboho's life was under a massive threat. But the question is, many Nigerians were told that Igboho was fighting because there's a hatred between us and the northern part of Nigeria. First again, that is a very wrong narrative. I know a lot of media refuse to speak to us, but we are grateful that you have decided to reach out so that we can clear the air. At no point did we say the northerners that are living peacefully in the southwest cannot operate. I remember, this is where I can confirm that I was in the house when the current governor of Koiki State, Yaya Bello, called us and said that most of the food stuff coming from the north refused to come down because they believed that they were going to be burnt down. I came out, released a statement that we have no problems with anyone, in the northern part that trades in Lagos State, in Ibadan. But what we were concerned was the Fulani terrorists that were massacring, killing people. I went to Igboho with Igboho. I went to so many other places and I saw the massacre. And 2 years down the line, all these are still happening. And we hope the new current administration of President Bola Tinubu, we'll be able to deal with the menace of the insecurity in the country. And the latest one is the one from the youth that were taken away. I mean, those NYSC coppers that were removed, on their way to Sokoto. We saw the one in Zamfara. The question is, who is actually protecting Nigeria? Was it Igboho that was crying for self-determination? And asking everyone, we can still find a solution to this. Right to self-determination is not a crime, and likewise, Igboho was not fighting at any point, the former president, and likewise the current one. Thank you so much. I'll come back again to you.
All right. I remember that Chief Sunday Igboho took the federal government to court for the attack on his Ibadan home and the death of some of his aides in the raid, carried out by the DSS, who made reference to that. But what is the latest about that case?
Well, the legal team, we took not just the federal government to Ibadan court, we also took them to the International Criminal Court. The former president, the former chief defense staff, that also went to Benin Republic. He wanted to bribe Igboho, and this is on record. We have this, that Igboho refused to be bribed by, the former military, chief of staff. In terms of the legal battle between the FGF and the AGF and the Chief Sunday Igboho regarding the damage to his building, money was told to be paid. The federal government appealed that, and that case is still currently, at the courts as we continue to fight, to make sure that justice is served. Just like many Nigerians are asking for the justice for Mohbad, we hope that justice can be served as well to the crime against humanity on Igboho. And we are pleading with the current administration to release the 2 cops. One of them is from Osun State. My very beautiful uncle, late Alaji Adogon, is from Osun State. I'll come back again to you.
Okay, all right. Let's leave it at that. But Sunday Igboho also thanked Professor Wole Soyinka, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, for the roles they played in securing his freedom. Can you tell us what exactly did they do in specific terms?
Well, it will be very difficult, I'm sure, to tell every details because of certain things are not meant to go to the public. But remember that Professor Wole Soyinka has been in this before. He's not new to being arrested himself. During the Biafra War. We can go back on that, but we are grateful that he stood with Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho. He went back to what we can call the Benin Republic, and then it made a lot of effort. But like I said, it's not something that we can push everything out. In terms of the former president Olusegun Obasanjo, like we also say, we are grateful to him. Likewise, we are grateful to my very good father, Pa Ayo Adebanjo. But most importantly, let us remember that Professor Adebanjo Stephen went to stay with Igboho, and he promised that he will not leave Benin Republic until his son is finally released. And he is very grateful, and many Yorubas around the world are grateful to so many people that stood with Igboho while he was in exile. And Igboho will not be the first person to be in exile. Even the new president was in exile from 1994 to 1998 here in London, just as many people will go in exile. When you're fighting this kind of struggle, as long as you're not dead, you'll be in exile or whatever will still continue. But we're still grateful that Igboho is still with us as we speak today.
Tell us, Mr. Koiki, does he feel betrayed by his fellow Yoruba nation agitators? During his trying times. Then was he betrayed somehow, or did he get the needed support?
Well, there's no way we can have this kind of struggle. We'll have anything like that, since the beginning of the war. And we will still have people that will betray. If he hasn't, I remember most of the time you're asking those questions. Igboho refused, to believe that anyone has betrayed him. So that we can get these sorted out together. And I think that has been, one thing that makes him different. He hasn't made any video to cause anyone, even though as many people have done a lot of allegations. But it's good that we are now getting this kind of, conversation so that we can clear the air.
All right. Now, there's a new sheriff in town. President Tinubu is now president. Is Igboho in touch with Bola Tinubu or with his administration? But does it support the present administration or the Yoruba nation's agitation continues? All right, I lost Mr. Koiki. I will try and reconnect with him. And then I should tell you that after speaking with Mr. Koiki, I'll also be speaking with another Yoruba nation agitator to tell us let us know into the issues surrounding the agitation for Yoruba emancipation and all of that. So we'll reconnect with Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and the conversation continues. I'll go on the short break. I'll be right back.
Chief Jeremiah Obafemi Awolowo, GCFR, a Nigerian nationalist and statesman, the undisputable leader of the Yoruba nation, a proponent of free and compulsory education.
Now is the time for us solemnly and fully to dedicate ourselves to seeking the greatest good of the greatest number of our people in Nigeria.
A welfarist par excellence, an epitome of integrity and administrative dynamism, Chief Obafemi Awolowo is not just a leader, but a leader with a difference. Rave 91.7 FM, not just a radio station. We take the lead. We blaze the trail. We make a difference.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Frank Talk on Rave 91.7 FM, and I've been speaking with the spokesperson to Chief Sunday Odeyemi, also known as Sunday Igboho, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. All right, I think I can hear you clearly and better now.
Yeah, thank you so much once again. The question you asked is if Igboho is still in the Yoruba nation struggle, and now that we have this new president, what do we need to do?
No, I'm asking, sir, that is he in contact with President Bola Tinubu's administration?
Well, he hasn't had any contact, and I don't think he needs to be in any contact with the president. The president has his role that he's doing, while Igboho also has a role under the Yoruba self-determination movement. In terms of contact, we know that our leader, Professor Agitation Stephen, actually said that we will be reaching out to President Bola Tinubu with delegations, just like we reach out to the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, with letter. That wasn't replied, but delegations have been prepared. And when the right time comes, those delegations with appointment will eventually get to President Tinubu. So in terms of Igboho doesn't have any contact, and he hasn't had any contact with this current administration. I can confirm that.
Mr. Koiki, there were rumors around the time that rally in 2021 was botched, that Bola Tinubu wanted Igboho to drop the agitation. How true is that?
Well, there's so many rumors and so many different allegations. Igboho was even told that, we were told that Igboho worked for, the politicians, and the reason why even, he stopped, campaigning at some point was because he was being paid. I don't have any evidence to back what you've said, whether the campaigners at the time was being stopped or being asked to stop by Tinubu, the current president. But what I can confirm to you is that Igboho wanted to end up going to Lagos State on the 3rd of July. I actually was one of those that said no, we are now going more to Lagos State after the attack on his house right inside Benin. Inside Benin, Nigeria, where he was actually attacked. So Igboho at no point wanted to attack the government, but I believe that the wrong narrative that I hope you can still hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, because I'm getting a call coming through. Igboho has not, and like I said, I repeat again, has never had any intention, of attacking any military or any, military installation or any institution. Most of the rallies that we've carried out, Igboho has categorically stated that every rally, I must continue to inform everyone, the same police, the same security are going through the same problems, like we are going through as, members of citizen of the country. So Igboho doesn't have any contact with the present administration. Neither, I cannot confirm whether, the previous time that before this election, there was a lot of rumors out there. Those rumors are just rumors. But as a spokesperson for Igboho, I know more of what happened and what transpired. But I can never say that Igboho was one of those being paid by the politician for what he was doing. Igboho was just concerned, just like many of us are concerned individuals, to the menace and all kind of atrocity that was taking place right inside Nigeria, not just in the south, but we got to remember, I'm sure you recall this all the time, there's so many atrocities that is happening, many people can't make it to the farm. But I'm going to come back again to you in the studio, and thank you so much once again.
Okay, so I'm curious, Mr. Koiki. Today is Chief Odeyemi's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. Is the date for his freedom planned?
We are grateful to still have it.
or just, is it a mere coincidence?
Well, I remember sending my mom to Benin Republic because I wanted to travel down to Benin to see him personally. But he refused, he kept on saying, the last person he wanted to make down to Benin Republic was myself. So the closest person I could send, from London was my mom, because there's some information I wanted to deliver to him. And I didn't want was that we will pray, we will do whatever we have to do, we will, the legal battle, the negotiations, to make sure that Igboho will not have the next birthday again in Benin Republic. But let me put this, because this is the key part of what we should be grateful to. I'm sure you're aware that Igboho mother died around July 19. Igboho mother spoke to Igboho and asked, what will he do to get Igboho free? Because it seems that Igboho says he's coming back and it's becoming a very long conversation. Igboho said, well, whatever you can do, we can only. So why not? And I believe if you calculate from July to October, well, it seems that Igboho's mother delivered the message to the creator that created Igboho himself. And that is why Igboho has got to be free. And is now free. And is currently in Germany.
All right. Just one more thing before I let you go, Mr. Koiki. We've been told that there is no love lost between Sunday Igboho and Are Gani Adams of the OPC. Is that true?
Well, let me always remind, many of our listeners on your platform and, those that are watching this carefully. It seems that some say that Igboho was trying to outshine the Are on Kakanfo of Yoruba land. I missed having that appointment that Igboho traveled, to pay me a courtesy visit. I was currently engaged. And I remember, telling Are that, let me put it again in context. Do you know that I met Are before I knew Igboho? Are came to UK on a different program after he became the Are on the Kakanfo. And I even traveled to Akoko in Ondo State. I was there, for another installation of one of our uncle that died in UK here for what we called the Oshogbo, the KABIRU, install him as one of the chiefs in that particular town. Akoko is a very beautiful place. But after the Yoruba Nation campaign started, it seems that everybody was shouting Igboho, Igboho. But do you know that we actually spoke to Are first on Heritage Television, myself with my beautiful sister, Auntie Irelu Abike Ade, and some others. And Are was ready. He says, if the Yorubas are ready, I am ready with you. There's never been a rift between the two of them. It is just that as human beings, people want to create that rift. And I can confirm to you, they speak all the time, but again, not for public consumption. But there's never been a rift between the OPC. I remember, speaking to Are a few times, and I say, the rally is coming up, in this state. Are we not going to see you? He said, well, as long as my OPC members, which we appreciate the work that they're doing in Nigeria, in the Southwest, they've actually been part of the rallies. We also know that Are also have, a platform called the Yoruba One Voice. Do you know that we hosted him on the Yoruba World Media just last week, Saturday? And Are is always available. But the question is, who are those trying to create a rift? Chief Sunday Igboho doesn't want to become the Are Onakakafo. We pray for long life of this present Are Onakakafo. But the question is, who are those trying to create a rift between these two strong Yoruba men that are standing and fighting the just cause?
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, we're so grateful that you have us as well. And once again, thank you so much to all your listeners. And I can't wait to be back again in Oshogbo. The last time I was there was 2021. It was sunshine until the rain started. Thank you so much. And to all the KABIRU in Oshogbo, and most importantly, the Oni of Ife, the Ojaja II, we say, Mushifila Fun Oriadeo. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. I've been speaking with the spokesperson to Chief Sunday Igboho, Chief Sunday Adeyemi, more popularly known as Igboho, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. All right, I'll be speaking with one more person.
Thank you so much, and that's how far we can go. Have a very good morning, and we'll speak later. Bye for now, everyone.